Do you not make the whiskey sour at your bar because you don't like using egg whites or because your nutritionist doesn't allow it? Your problems are over. I brought the solution for you, and this solution is called Aquafaba. Roll the intro. Aquafaba is a term that refers to water and beans, faba from beans. We obtain aquafaba by cooking legumes. And here we are going to use chickpeas. These legumes are rich in starch, which is a form of energy storage composed of two polysaccharides called amylose and amylopectin. When these legumes are cooked, they swell. And these two substances, these two polysaccharides, cause the water to absorb all the protein, starch, and sugars from the grain, thus obtaining aquafaba. Shall we move on to the recipe? The first phase is hydration. Notice the difference in the grain after it has been hydrated. This is the dry chickpea, and this is the chickpea after hydration. It grows and swells. We are going to take this grain here and put it in water. Take 250 grams, 500 grams, as much as you want, and double the amount of water. That is, for 250 grams, 500 milliliters of water. You will put it in a Tupperware, any container, close it, and place it in the refrigerator. Leave it there for 8 hours. Resting after 8 hours in the refrigerator, hydrating. This will be the result. Now we move on to phase 2, which is cooking the grain. For this we will strain all this water here, we will not use, we will discard it. We will only use the hydrated chickpeas. We will take a pressure cooker and transfer all the chickpeas into the pot and add another 750 ml of water, which is 3 times the initial amount of chickpeas. This water will only serve to cover the chickpeas in the pot, as you can see. After closing the pot, you can put it on high heat, wait for it to build pressure, and count 20 minutes of cooking. Now I will release the pressure from the pot. And you have a significant reduction in the water that was here. This water is already a bit gelatinous. What we are going to do now is transfer back to the dish the water and the chickpeas. Wait for it to cool down and put it in the refrigerator where it will stay for 24 hours. And then when you take it out of the refrigerator, you will see the difference. I will lower this here when I lift it. It's already tomorrow. See you later. A new day has started. Look, I just took our aquafaba out of the refrigerator with chickpeas. We left it soaking, and you have no idea how beautiful and gelatinous it is. This here really looks like egg whites, so we are going to strain it. As I said, the smell isn't the most pleasant with the egg whites, so don't think that. It's chickpeas that we will have. The supreme aroma on top of our cocktail. It's very important to work on the aromatization on top of the foam after the cocktail. I'm going to remove this little bit so we can make our cocktail. So I'm going to show you now how aquafaba works. I'm going to make a common whiskey sour, okay? With scotch, bullet 12, 60, 30, 15, a simple recipe, okay? I'm just going to replace the sugar syrup with a hazelnut syrup here, okay? Lemon, so 60 of whiskey, 30 of lemon, and 15 of sugar syrup. And I'll use another 30 ml of our aquafaba, our vegan egg white, okay? What can you do? You can also partition. So, for example, take the 8 weeks, add up all the cocktails and divide by 8. This will give you a weekly average, and you'll know how many drinks you sell, more or less per week. Increase that number by 20, and then you already have the amount you'll need to use of aquafaba during the week. So you make a large quantity at once, just freeze it and use it once a week. So I'm going to make a whiskey sour here. Start with our vegan egg white, then shimmy. And don't forget that it's important to keep it in the fridge. Okay, you'll be able to keep it for about 5 days. And then you need to discard it. 15 ml of hazelnut syrup. 30 ml of lemon juice. And 60 ml of 12-year-old blend. I'm I'm going to do a reverse dry, so I'll first shake with ice and then shake without, as I'm going to pour it into a low glass with ice. An important thing in the shake is to make the liquid swirl throughout the entire length. So you bring it up a lot and down a lot, both with ice and without ice. The way I shook it, I wouldn't even need to shake it again. But now I'm going to do a dry shake to make this cream a bit heavier and more consistent. Whenever you do a reverse dry shake, make sure you have ice afterward. Because when you do the reverse dry shake, you're using a method to warm the drink. So here is our whiskey sour with vegan egg white that didn't even fit in the whole glass. Cheers!